Over 100 billion packets of instant noodles are consumed worldwide each year. That's nearly 13 packets for every person on the planet, loved for their convenience, affordability, and delicious flavors. From mixing and shaping the dough to steaming, drying, and packaging, each step is carefully designed to deliver the perfect bowl of noodles every time. Let's dive into the incredible process that brings this beloved comfort food to your table. Instant noodles may seem simple, but their production is a fascinating blend of advanced machinery and skilled craftsmanship. In factories, a carefully orchestrated process turns basic ingredients into the quick and tasty meal enjoyed by millions. This convenient food, which goes from a dry block to a warm, comforting soup in minutes, was even named the greatest Japanese invention of the 20th century. And it's no surprise. Instant noodles have saved countless students and busy people from hunger when time is short. The story of instant noodles began with their inventor, who was inspired after seeing people waiting in long lines for a bowl of ramen in post-war Japan. His goal was to create an easy-to-make, nutritious, and affordable meal that could help fight hunger during difficult times. It all starts with wheat flour, the main ingredient. Large industrial mixers work tirelessly processing tons of flour daily. The flour is mixed with water and salt to create a strong and elastic dough kyun, which is essential for making noodles. This step is carefully controlled since the right moisture balance is crucial for the noodle's texture and shape. After kneading, the dough is left to rest, allowing the gluten to relax and making it easier to roll and cut. Once ready, the dough passes through a series of rollers that gradually flatten it, refining it until it becomes paper thin. This rolling process is key. It not only determines the noodle's thickness, but also enhances their elasticity by strengthening the gluten. Next, the thin sheet of dough reaches the cutting machines, where it is sliced into noodle strands. Although it may seem like a simple step, this marks a crucial moment in instant noodle production, shaping the final product that millions enjoy worldwide. At this stage, the length and width of the noodles are determined. Each cutter is equipped with adjustable blades that can create noodles of various shapes and sizes, from thin ramen strands to wider, flatter pasta-style noodles. Different blade configurations are used depending on the type of instant noodle being produced. Once cut, the noodles are collected on trays or conveyor belts. To prevent them from sticking together, they may be lightly coated with starch or talcum powder. At this point, the noodles are too moist and soft for storage, so they undergo a two-step cooking process. First, they are steamed at high temperatures to enhance their flavor and texture. Then, they are quickly fried to remove moisture and create a crispy texture that allows for long-term storage. This process stabilizes the noodle's structure and removes excess surface starch. The exact cooking temperature and duration vary by manufacturer and noodle type. After pre-cooking, the noodles are rinsed with cold water to stop further cooking and preserve their texture. They are then drained and undergo a drying process to remove any remaining moisture. Drying can be done through air drying or controlled hot air, with carefully monitored temperature and timing to ensure proper consistency. The final result is the familiar compact block of dry noodles, ready to spring back to life with just a little hot water. One fascinating part of the process is how the noodle blocks take shape after steaming and frying. The noodles are placed in molds that form them into the familiar square or circular shapes we recognize. But this is only half the journey. Every step is carefully engineered, like a well-rehearsed orchestra, to ensure that each packet of noodles delivers the same satisfying experience. So, what happens after the noodles are dried and ready for packaging? The secret lies in the toppings and seasonings that give each bowl its unique flavor and personality. While the noodle block remains largely the same across brands, The broth and seasonings set each variety apart. Instant noodle broths range from classic chicken to bold and spicy flavors. These broths are prepared separately in massive cauldrons, each capable of holding thousands of liters of soup. Spices, aromatic ingredients, and proteins are simmered together into a rich, concentrated liquid, which is then dehydrated into a flavorful powder. This dried seasoning not only enhances the taste, but also adds texture and color, making every bowl a sensory delight. Once the stocks and seasonings are ready, it's time for packaging. The noodle blocks, seasoning powder, and toppings are carefully packed into individual packets. This keeps all the components fresh and ensures they stay protected until they reach your kitchen. Finally, the packaged noodles are shipped to stores worldwide. This farm packer is a modern machine designed to make egg packing faster and easier. It can pack up to 36,000 eggs per hour. This automated system ensures smooth and efficient operation. One of its key features is the automatic denister, which separates trays and places them correctly for packing. This removes the need for manual work and speeds up the process. The tray detection system ensures that each egg is placed safely and correctly, reducing waste and breakage. Up next, we take a look inside a honey factory, where production is carefully managed to ensure purity and quality. The process starts when raw honey is delivered from beekeepers in large containers. First, it is filtered to remove wax, pollen, and other impurities. Then the honey is gently heated to make it easier to process without losing its natural benefits. Next, it moves through a system of pipes and tanks to ensure even consistency. Once ready, the honey is poured into bottles or jars using automated filling machines. Each container is sealed tightly to keep the honey fresh and prevent leaks. Before packaging, the bottles go through a quality check to ensure they meet industry standards. Labels are then added with important details like ingredients and expiration dates. Finally, the packaged honey is packed into boxes and stored in warehouses before being shipped to stores. This process ensures that pure, high-quality honey reaches consumers worldwide. This farm packer is a modern machine designed to make egg packing faster and easier. It can pack up to 36,000 eggs per hour. This automated system ensures smooth and efficient operation. One of its key features is the automatic denister, which separates trays and places them correctly for packing. This removes the need for manual work and speeds up the process. The tray detection system ensures that each egg is placed safely and correctly, reducing waste and breakage. As we continue, let's take a look at how popcorn is made in a factory. The process starts with selecting high-quality corn kernels. These kernels are cleaned to remove dust and unwanted particles. After cleaning, they are dried to the right moisture level, which is crucial for making them pop properly. Next, the kernels are placed into large popping machines where they are heated using hot air or oil. The heat causes the moisture inside the kernels to turn into steam, making them expand and pop into fluffy popcorn. Once popped, the popcorn is seasoned with butter, cheese, caramel, or other flavors. It is then cooled to keep it crispy and fresh. After cooling, the popcorn is carefully packed into bags, boxes, or microwavable packets. Finally, the packaged popcorn goes through quality checks before being shipped to stores. Bacon is a breakfast staple, loved for its crispiness and rich flavor. The process of making it starts with selecting high-quality pork bellies. Each piece is inspected for quality, then trimmed to the ideal size and thickness. The pork bellies go through a curing process where they're seasoned with a mixture of salt, sugar, and spices. This step not only adds flavor, but also preserves the meat, giving bacon its unique taste. The pork bellies are cooled and then sliced into thin, even strips. Automated slicers ensure each piece is the perfect thickness, whether it's thick cut or regular. The slices are then carefully packed to keep them fresh. Each package goes through quality control to ensure consistency and safety. Pickle production in factories is a fascinating blend of traditional preservation methods and modern technology. It starts with the selection of fresh cucumbers, typically sourced from local farms which are carefully inspected for quality and size. Once selected, the cucumbers are thoroughly washed to remove dirt and impurities. Next, the cucumbers are either sliced into desired shapes or left whole, depending on the product. They are then placed in large brine tanks containing a mixture of water, vinegar, salt, and spices. This brining process is crucial, as it not only preserves the cucumbers, but also infuses them with their signature tangy flavor. The pickling process may involve fermentation or quick pickling depending on the desired product. Once ready, the pickles are transferred to automated filling lines where they are packed into sterilized jars. Sealed and labeled, the jars undergo final quality checks before being shipped to stores for consumers to enjoy. Cake making and decorating in a factory involves a highly efficient and organized process to produce large quantities of cakes while maintaining consistent quality. The process begins with mixing the ingredients, such as flour, sugar, eggs, and flavorings, in large industrial mixers. Once the batter is prepared, it is portioned into molds or pans using automated machines to ensure uniform size and weight. The cakes are then baked in large ovens at controlled temperatures. After baking, they are allowed to cool before moving to the decorating stage. Factory decorating involves applying frosting, glazes, or fondant with precision using specialized machinery. For intricate designs, such as patterns or logos, robotic systems or stencils are used to ensure consistency across each cake. Toppings like sprinkles, fruit, or chocolate are added as a final touch. The cakes are then packaged in protective containers to preserve freshness and shipped to retailers, ready for customers to enjoy. Over 4 million tons of tuna are produced globally each year, making it one of the most consumed fish in the world. From the moment the tuna is caught at sea to its final packaging in the factory, every step is carefully designed to preserve its quality and nutritional value. Let's take a closer look at the step-by-step process of how canned tuna is made. Canned tuna first became known in the United States in 1909, particularly on the West Coast. It was invented as a way to preserve fish for long periods without refrigeration. This method extends the shelf life of food from 1 to 5 years. The cans, typically made of stainless steel, are hermetically sealed to protect the contents from ultraviolet light, oxygen, and microorganisms. Tuna is an excellent source of protein, containing about 24 to 25 grams per serving. In fact, scientific studies suggest that canned tuna may even have more protein than fresh tuna, making it a highly nutritious choice for a healthy diet. Tuna is frozen directly on fishing boats and transported to the factory while maintaining the cold chain. At the factory, between 25 and 30 tons of tuna are processed daily. First, the tuna is received from suppliers or fishing boats, and its quality is checked to ensure it is in good condition. Next, the frozen tuna is cut using a saw, first removing the head, then the belly, and finally the tail. Before entering production, the tuna is submerged in water for an extended period to prepare it for cooking. Large trays, 14 meters long and capable of holding around 10,000 kilos of tuna, are used to preserve its flavor and nutritional value. The tuna is then steamed while being constantly monitored by probes inserted into the slices. After about 3 hours of cooking, the tuna is cooled in special conditioning chambers. This step removes excess moisture, ensuring a higher quality final product. The steaming process also eliminates excess fat, making it easier to remove the skin and bones. Once cooled, the tuna moves to the cleaning tables, where workers separate the edible meat from the skin and bones. During processing, workers carefully clean the fish, removing unwanted bones, scales, skin, and fins, while ensuring the meat meets quality standards. The way the tuna is cut depends on the type of can it will be packaged in. Alongside traditional manual production, an advanced automated system operates with 5 production lines to efficiently can the tuna. Once cleaned, the tuna loins are transferred to the canning process. The cleaned tuna loins are placed into a channel, which moves them into a compression chamber to form a cylindrical shape. Blades then cut the tuna and place it into cans. These cans are automatically filled and transported in a single line from the filling machine to the vacuum packaging machine. Each filler can process up to 600 cans per minute, ensuring long-term preservation. Next, liquids are added to the cans depending on the company's recipe. The most common options include olive oil, sunflower oil, or salt water, which help maintain the tuna's quality over time. The filled cans move along conveyor belts, where the liquid is precisely dosed before being sealed and washed. The lids are automatically placed and sealed in a vacuum chamber, where air is removed for a tight, secure closure. Human operators oversee this step to ensure proper sealing, preventing any defects. Sealing machines use steam jets for an airtight seal, processing between 100 and 800 cans per minute. After sealing, the cans are washed and loaded into baskets for steam cooking in autoclaves. They pass through a water bath to remove any oil residue before being transported by powerful magnetic lifts to large metal containers. These containers hold stacks of 12 cans by 12, which are placed in massive pressure cookers for sterilization. Each batch can process up to 12,000 cans at a time. The products, placed in special baskets, move to the next stage, sterilization, one of the most critical steps. Inside large steam autoclaves, the cans undergo a carefully controlled sterilization process, monitored by thermographic technology. This ensures the product is free from harmful bacteria and remains safe and durable for long-term storage. After sterilization, the cans are still hot and go through a cooling process. They first undergo a thermal treatment to extend their shelf life, then receive a cold water bath to regulate their temperature. This prevents any issues during transportation and storage in supermarkets. Next, the sealed cans are placed in sterilization chambers with hot steam to eliminate any bacteria that may be present inside the can or the food itself. Once sterilization is complete, the cans are washed and cooled with ice water. The airtight container prevents any microorganisms from entering and contaminating the product after cooking. Once cooled, the sterilized cans move to a quality control stage. They pass through an X-ray machine to check for bones or metal fragments before proceeding to labeling. The following day, quality control staff open random samples from the previous batch to ensure product consistency. Each production batch undergoes extensive laboratory testing to guarantee food safety. Finally, the cans are labeled with product information, packed into cardboard boxes, and prepared for worldwide shipment. Before delivery, manufacturers conduct one final inspection to ensure no cans are damaged. Some manufacturers hold onto cans for a short period to monitor for any swelling or defects. Damaged cans are never sent to market. The secret to making perfect soft and crispy chicken lies in achieving the right balance between a juicy, crunchy, and golden outside. This balance makes each bite delicious and satisfying. And here we have a beverage factory. Cans are filled and packaged through a systematic process to ensure quality and freshness. Empty aluminum cans are cleaned and sterilized to remove any dust or impurities. They move along a conveyor belt to the filling station where machines pour in the drink. The amount of liquid is carefully measured to avoid spills or underfilling. Next, the cans are sealed with airtight lids to keep the drink fresh and prevent leaks. They then pass through a quality control check where machines or workers inspect them for any defects. After sealing, the cans move to the packaging stage. Expiration date are added. The cans are then packed into cartons or plastic-wrapped packs for easy transport. Finally, the packaged beverages are loaded onto trucks and sent to stores, ensuring they reach customers in perfect condition. Toast bread, also known as sliced bread, is made in factories using a simple and efficient process. It starts with mixing ingredients like flour, water, yeast, sugar, and salt to create dough. The dough is kneaded by machines until it becomes smooth and elastic. It is then left to rise, allowing the yeast to make the dough light and fluffy. After rising, the dough is shaped into loaves and baked in large ovens. Once baked, the loaves are cooled and then sliced into even pieces by sharp automated blades. This ensures each slice is uniform and ready for toasting. The sliced bread is then packaged. It is usually placed into plastic bags which are sealed to keep the bread fresh. Some factories also add twist ties or clips to the bags for easy opening and closing. Labels with information like the brand, ingredients, and expiration date are added before the bread is boxed and sent to stores. Toast bread is a staple in many homes, perfect for breakfast, sandwiches, or snacks. Frozen pizza is produced in factories using a highly efficient method that combines advanced technology with stringent quality control to provide tasty, convenient meals. It all begins with preparing the dough, made from a precise blend of flour, water, yeast, and other ingredients. The dough is mixed and left to rise before being rolled into flat sheets and cut into the desired pizza shapes. Next, the pizza bases are partially baked in high-temperature ovens, ensuring a firm crust while maintaining softness inside. After cooling the partially baked crusts, move along conveyor belts to the topping stations. Here, sauce is evenly spread, followed by layers of cheese, meats, and vegetables. Each topping is applied with precision using automated dispensers to guarantee consistency. The fully assembled pizzas are then flash frozen in specialized freezers that rapidly reduce their temperature. This process locks in freshness and preserves the taste and texture of the ingredients. Once frozen, the pizzas are packaged in boxes designed to prevent damage and maintain product quality during transport. Throughout the production, rigorous quality control checks ensure every pizza meets safety and flavor standards. These frozen pizzas are then distributed to stores ready to provide customers with a quick and delicious meal option. As we continue, this factory process, one of the most popular treats in Asia, fish-shaped cakes. It all begins with batter being poured into fish-shaped molds on a hot machine. The molds close, and the cakes bake until golden brown. Some cakes are filled with sweet fillings like chocolate, custard, or red bean paste. After baking, the cakes move along a conveyor belt to cool down. Workers or machines check each cake to ensure it is well cooked and has the right shape. Cakes that pass the quality check go to the packaging area. In packaging, machines carefully wrap each cake in plastic or place them in boxes. Labels with the product name and ingredients are added. Finally, the packaged cakes are placed in cartons and sent to stores. This factory makes thousands of doubler chocolate bars every day, using a smooth and efficient process. First, melted chocolate is poured into molds on a conveyor belt, where it takes the shape of the classic doubler bars. The bars cool and harden as the belt moves along. Once solid, they are carefully removed and wrapped in shiny foil or paper to keep them fresh and tasty. Finally, the wrapped bars are packed into boxes ready to be sent to stores. And here, let's take a look at the production of mango juice in this factory. It begins with sourcing ripe, high-quality mangoes from farms. Upon arrival at the factory, the mangoes are thoroughly washed to remove dirt and impurities. Next, the mangoes are peeled and de-seeded by hand or using automated machines. The extracted mango pulp is then passed through a pulping machine to ensure a smooth and consistent texture. The pulp is filtered to remove any remaining fibers or impurities. The filtered pulp is blended with water, sugar, and preservatives according to the desired juice recipe. Some factories may add natural flavor enhancers or vitamins to enrich the juice. Finally, the juice is poured into sterilized bottles, sealed, labeled, and packaged for distribution. This ensures a refreshing, safe product for consumers worldwide. Have you ever wondered how your favorite cookies are mass-produced in a factory? It all starts with choosing the finest ingredients. Factories use high-quality flour, sugar, butter, and other essentials in bulk. These are precisely measured using automated systems to ensure consistency in every batch. In industrial mixers, the dough is created. The mixing process is carefully controlled to ensure the perfect blend of wet and dry ingredients. Once the dough is ready, it's transferred to specialized machines designed to shape the cookies. Whether it's traditional round cookies or fun shapes, the dough is rolled, cut, or pressed into molds. The shapes then move along the conveyor belt, ready for the next step in the journey. Next comes the most crucial part: baking. The shaped dough travels into large commercial ovens, where temperatures are perfectly regulated to bake the cookies evenly. These ovens can handle thousands of cookies at once. As the cookies bake, their flavors are sealed and their textures come to life, whether crispy or chewy. It all depends on precise timing and temperature control. Once the cookies come out of the oven, they're sent to a cooling area. This helps them set, ensuring that they maintain their structure and don't crumble when packaged. Each cookie undergoes strict quality checks to make sure it's up to standard before heading to the packaging line. Now that the cookies are cool, it's time to pack them up. Advanced packaging machines quickly and efficiently wrap the cookies, ensuring they remain fresh and undamaged during transportation. The journey of making 7-Up begins with the main ingredients: carbonated water, high fructose corn syrup, and natural lemon-lime flavors. These are carefully blended to create the base syrup. The mixture is then precisely carbonated, giving 7-Up its signature fizz. Next, the carbonated syrup is piped into a filling machine that dispenses the perfect amount of soda into each bottle or can. Every bottle and can is capped and sealed to lock in, the carbonation keeping the soda fresh and fizzy. Throughout the process, rigorous quality control tests ensure that every can meets 7-Up's high standards. Once checked, the bottles and cans are labeled and packed for distribution, ready to be shipped to stores worldwide. From factory to your fridge, that's how every can of 7-Up is made. Crisp, refreshing, and always ready to quench your thirst. M&M's is the world's favorite candy. In addition to being popular amongst children and adults alike, it's pretty amazing how much time and energy goes into making just one little piece of candy, and yet it's still so delicious. If you're a fan of M&M's candy, you'll enjoy this video that goes behind the scenes and shows you how 400 million M&Ms are produced every day and the different ingredients that go into it and how it is made in the factory. Additionally, we will show the factory process used to create other different candies like Haribo and gummy worms. The process of making M&Ms begins with the selection of high-quality ingredients, including cocoa beans, sugar, milk, and a variety of flavorings and colors. These ingredients are carefully measured and mixed in large industrial mixers to create the perfect chocolatey base for the candies. Once the chocolate mixture is ready, it is poured into small, round molds to create the iconic M&M shape. The molds are then cooled to allow the chocolate to harden and set properly. Once the chocolate shells are formed, they are removed from the molds and transferred to a coating machine. In the coating machine, the chocolate shells are coated with a colored candy shell that gives M&Ms their signature crunch and vibrant colors. The shells are repeatedly coated with layers of colored candy to achieve the desired thickness and durability. After the candy shells have been coated, they are polished in a tumbling machine to give them a smooth and glossy finish. This step also helps to remove any imperfections and ensure a consistent appearance across all the candies. Once the candies are polished, they are sorted by color and size to ensure uniformity in each bag of M&Ms. The candies are then packaged in bags or containers and prepared for distribution to stores around the world. Throughout the entire production process, quality control measures are in place to ensure that every M&Ms meets the brand's strict standards for taste, texture, and appearance. This attention to detail and commitment to quality is what has made M&Ms a beloved treat for generations. They are known for their iconic red and yellow packages, which are designed to look like the iconic M. The brand also has many other flavors available, such as green, orange, purple, and more. On an average day, the M&M's factories produces over 400 million of colorful chocolate candies. The exact number may change based on factors like production capacity and demand. However, it is estimated that millions of M&Ms are made each day to supply the global market. This high volume of production requires precision machinery, skilled workers, and strict quality control measures to ensure that every M&M's candy meets the company's standards. Over 50 billion burger patties are consumed worldwide each year. Whether served in a fast food restaurant or cooked at home, they provide a delicious and convenient meal option. But how are these patties made on such a massive scale? From selecting the meat to packaging. The process involves several steps. Each step ensures that the patties are safe to eat and taste great. Let's take a closer look at how beef patties are made on a large scale in a factory setting. The first step in making beef patties is selecting high-quality meat. Factories usually source beef from reliable farms and suppliers. The meat used in patties often comes from different parts of the cow, including chuck, round, and sirloin. These cuts are chosen because they provide a good balance of flavor and fat content, which is important for a juicy burger. Before the meat is accepted into the factory, it goes through an inspection process. This ensures that it meets food safety standards and is free from harmful bacteria or contamination. The beef is also checked for the right color, texture, and freshness. Once the meat is selected and inspected, it moves to the grinding stage. The meat is placed in large industrial grinders, which break it down into small pieces. This process helps create the right texture for the patties. Factories usually grind the meat twice. The first grind reduces the meat into coarse pieces, while the second grind makes it finer and more uniform. This step also helps mix the fat and lean meat evenly, ensuring that every patty has the same texture and juiciness. After grinding, the beef is transferred to a mixing machine. Some patties are made from 100% beef, while others may include seasonings, salt, or preservatives. If any additional ingredients are needed, they are added at this stage. The mixing process is carefully controlled to ensure consistency. Large machines blend the ingredients evenly, making sure that every patty has the same taste and quality. Once the meat is properly mixed, it moves to the patty-forming machines. These machines shape the ground beef into uniform patties using molds or presses. The size and thickness of the patties depend on the factory's specifications. Some patties are thin, while others are thick and juicy. Factories use high-speed machines that can produce thousands of patties per hour. These machines ensure that each patty is the same size and weight, which is important for cooking consistency. The formed patties are then placed on conveyor belts, where they move to the next stage of the process. To keep the patties fresh and safe for transportation, they are frozen immediately after forming. Factories use special freezing methods, such as flash freezing or blast freezing. These techniques help preserve the texture, flavor, and quality of the meat. Flash freezing involves exposing the patties to extremely low temperatures in a short period. This prevents ice crystals from forming inside the meat, which can affect the texture. By freezing the patties quickly, factories ensure that they remain fresh until they reach the consumer. Before packaging, they go through a strict quality control process. This step is important to ensure that every batch meets food safety standards and customer expectations. Factory workers and automated machines check for several factors, including weight and size. Each patty must be the correct weight and thickness. Texture and appearance. The patties should be evenly shaped and free from defects. The freezing process must be checked to ensure the patties are stored at the correct temperature. Bacteria testing. Samples of the patties are tested in laboratories to make sure they do not contain harmful bacteria, like E. coli or Salmonella. If a batch of patties does not meet quality standards, it is removed from production to ensure that only the best products reach consumers. After passing all quality checks, the patties are ready for packaging. They are placed in plastic wrap, vacuum-sealed bags, or boxes, depending on where they will be sold. Some factories package patties in bulk for restaurants, while others create smaller packs for grocery stores. The packaging process is designed to keep the patties safe from contamination. Automated machines carefully place the patties in sealed containers, ensuring that they remain hygienic and fresh. The packaged patties are loaded onto trucks and shipped to different locations. Some go to fast food chains, while others are sent to grocery stores and supermarkets. And here we have a Lollipop factory. that show how this sweet and colorful treats are manufactured. It all starts with a blend of the main ingredients, sugar, water, and corn syrup, that give lollipops their sweet and chewy texture. The ingredients are mixed in large kettles and heated until the mixture reaches extremely high temperatures. After the flavoring, the hot candy mixture is poured onto cooling tables where it begins to set. Once the candy is ready, it's fed through machines that portion it into individual lollipop shapes. These machines cut the candy into precise pieces and press sticks into each one. The candy quickly cools and hardens, securing the stick in place. After the lollipops are fully set, they move on to the wrapping station. Automated wrapping machines package each lollipop in colorful, protective wrappers. Finally, each lollipop passes through a quality control check, where the perfect lollipops are boxed and prepared for distribution to stores ready to be enjoyed.